2 minutes and 20 seconds down compared to Pausirum.
The cyclist here, he doesn't dare to cycle down the slope here.
This is Matthias Gröll in the picture, the Austrian runner, a young runner. He's only 21 years old, was running in Estonia in the VOC sprint qualification, but didn't manage to get to the final, and here he punches this 12th control in 20th place, a little bit more than 4 minutes down to the best time. See a comparison between Davis Diesler's. We saw that he did a lot of mistakes early on, even the Hercules has some problems again into control number 14. So he seems, the Swede seems to make small mistakes and bigger ones all the way. Maybe not his best day today, that's for sure. Quite for sure.
Yeah, let's hope it's not his best day today.
Yeah, otherwise he would have problems in the future.
Yeah.
This is Felix Bert from Germany, running this TV leg. I think he's in quite good shape this year. He ran a very decent first leg for his Norwegian club in the Marca Uco, but here he's way off the pace of Pausirum and does another mistake. But we saw some other runners in the pack.
Maybe they
This is Riccardo Scalet and also the Russian Artem Popov, if I'm not mistaken.
And also Alexei Niemi, I think he has the best time of the group there.
It's Alexei Antolainen, the Finn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he catched Scale and Popov and the other ones. And this is Dmitry Polyakov finishing. Also, he is not going to take the lead away from Pausirum, that's for sure.
He's been out for 43.5 minutes. So he's a bit more than 2 minutes.
And this is Yannick Michels. Yannick Michels, we didn't see him in the picture before, but he's coming to the finish right now. And this is not the best time, it's a fourth best time, 1 minute and 4 seconds down on Pausirum.
But that's quite a good race for Yannick Michels.
I think it's a very good race, because he doesn't compete that often in the forest. He's really a proper sprint specialist. While we see some GPS, quite the same time for all the runners to the third control. We see that Alexei Niemi chose to run straight on like Andris Juvelis, while Martin Sirmais and Rudolf Czernis head to the track to the left. But it seems that the Finn, Aleksiniemi, did quite a good start. We know that Sirmais was passing at almost the same time like Aleksiniemi.
This is Jonas Ecker, the Swiss runner, starting his race. Very promising Swiss runner, and as you said, with good results in the test races in the Swiss trial.
Most of all in the sprint, he was very impressive, just beaten by Matthias Kiewirtz. But for example, he was beating Daniel Hubmann there, so that's quite a thing to beat the sprint world champion. And I'm not quite sure if he can, if he manages to transfer his speed into the forest. But maybe he proves me wrong today. French runner Olivier Blanc-Tranchant.
He's been out for 27 minutes, a bit more, almost 28 minutes.
This was Christoph Meyer punching.
Christoph Meyer, and this was a good start for the Swiss runner. 5:22, 4 seconds behind Paul Siron. And back to Olivier Blanc-Tranchant. He's punching in a time of around 28 minutes, a bit more, so 1.5 minutes approximately behind. We haven't got the split time yet, but around 1.5 minutes behind.
And at the start, chasing Jonas Ecker is Hector Haynes from Great Britain, a strong runner. He told me at Jukola that he's not going to focus on the World Champs next year in Latvia, but instead tries to focus on mountain running for one season. And here we see comparison between Niemi and Sirmais with a small mistake to the 6 control. And he's running to the left here a little bit. I'm not sure if he gets good runnability in this yellow part. So we have to see and compare him to Aleksiniemi. I can't imagine that this was a good route choice to go to this open area there. British runner, Peter Bray.
To the finish very soon. Punching the last control in some seconds. And it's a bit more than 2 minutes late already. So it won't be a threat for Paul Siron. But still quite an okay race for Peter Bray. It will be a time around 44 minutes. So we will go in to 6th place, just ahead of Marty. Peter Bray from Great Britain.
Almost caught up. The Lithuanian
and at the same time we had the punch of Jonas Vytautas Gvildis at the first TV control, and he has a time of 5 minutes and 19 seconds. That's second best time, 1 second behind Alexei Enoch.
Otto Simonsas from Finland making a mistake into the 5th control. This seems to be a very dense area. A lot of runners had some problems going into this control. Not quite sure if this was the best idea to put a control there, because the last runners will have a huge advantage if there are some tracks into this re-entrant and this small depression.
We haven't been out there, so we don't know. But Jerker Lissell, you can already see in his face that he isn't very satisfied with that.
It seems that he is not pushing too hard. Maybe he's saving some energy for the relay tomorrow, and of course the sprint day on Sunday, where he will be one of the big favorites.
Definitely one of the big favorites as a bronze medalist in the World Championships. So he will be around 6 minutes behind Paul Sierum.
Looking quite relaxed, but not in a happy way.
Yeah, we have seen more intensive fighting faces in his head, his face.
This is the Belarusian Andrei Salin, and also the Polish runner Michal Olejnik. So Salin got caught by Olejnik with 1.5 minutes. Olejnik is in fact a former junior world champion. He knows how to win stuff, but has a little bit tougher day today. What was his time? We're back to the GPS tracking. Jonas Vitautas Gvildis, we know he was second best at the third control, best with the GPS. Also Christoph Meyer and Alexei Niemi are going quite strong in this first part. Nice compass running or direction running by Christoph Meyer into this fourth control.
Christoph Meyer, who won the competition last weekend, 3 days competition in Switzerland.
I heard there was some good competition going on there.
Yeah, it was a good competition for sure.
And at the start line we have the French runner Nicolas Rio. He was running in the World Champs this year. Did, I think, quite well, coming 23rd in the long distance. Waiting nervously for his start, and in the back we can see the next Swiss runner. But we focus on Nicolas Rio now. Checking his map carefully. And then he's off in a very speedy sort of way. Here is
Alexei Yanok, and he will be a threat for the best time there at the second TV control. He has been out for 25 minutes and 57 seconds, and the leading time there is 26 minutes 34, held by Alexei Antolainen. And this is Paul Sierum as the leading time there, but still he has 25 seconds ahead of Paul Sierum.
Great start for the Belarusian. This is the comparison between Niemi and Sirmais. It seems that Sirmais lost some time on his route choice, but Niemi is running way too high up the slope. Sirmais looking for the control in the wrong re-entrant and losing even more time than the Finn. And even into this 8 control, some problems for Sirmais. So Niemi did a mistake into control number 7, but not as big as Sirmais did.
Here we see Florian Schneider heading out into the forest.
Living and training in Austria, but originally is from New Zealand. He's running in 25th position. Seven minutes 47 seconds behind Paul Sirum, who is still holding the lead at the finish. Aleksi Antolainen is approaching the last control.
He has been out for 40.5 minutes.
So that's a very good race. Could be a threat.
Could be a new best time.
He's suffering now, but he...
A lot of uphill in the end. It's quite tough. He's coming with a whole bunch of runners.
Artem Popov, Ricardo Scalé, Felix Spät, and the Lithuanian should be Simonas Krepsta.
And Aleksi Antolainen, he has 7 seconds left if he wants to beat the time by Paul Sirum, but he won't manage to do so. So 5 seconds, no, 2 seconds behind Paul Sirum, 41.20 the finish. And we had a very good start from Nicolas Riot from France. 5 minutes 8 seconds to the third control, the first TV control. 9 seconds ahead of Aro Asikainen. As we see, the Estonian runner Lauri Sild starting very soon.
Sild was part of the successful relay team. They came fourth, just out of the medals at their home World Championships during this summer. Here we see comparison. Merl is running around to the left, the Austrian, but it seems that it's quite equal, those 3 route choices to the third control if you run straight, left or right. And the 3 of them, Jonas Vitautas Gvildis, Aro Asikainen and Robert Merl, are still quite close together when they approach control number 4. Martin Sirmais is coming to control number 12. Just right there.
He wants a cigarette, or what was that?
I think it was just a greeting, but...
And I think we will see Øystein Kvaløsterberg in the picture very soon. So
here he is.
It was a new second best time, 11 seconds behind Alexeyenok, Øystein Kvaløsterberg.
And also Florian Schneider passed the first TV control, 22 seconds down. This is the French runner coming to the second last. We cannot see this control, but here he is. This is Olivier
Blanc-Tranchant. Has been out for 42 minutes, so quite a good race from Olivier.
That is not going to threaten.
He is already now 1 minute behind Paul Sirum, who's still in the lead in the finish.
Here he comes, the last control. That's quite the difference between him and, for example, Jerker Lucel with his Finnish sprint. So the French is pushing hard right up the slope and into the finish chute.
He's definitely more satisfied with his race than Jerker Lucel.
He's also going to beat the Swede. Maybe battling for a 7th position.
Yeah, I think so. I think he will be the
Jonas Hubacek from Czech Republic. Here he is.
Going in 7th spot at the moment. 43.24, 2 minutes and 6 seconds behind. And start Norwegian runner, Gaute and Staver.
Also he a former junior world champion. Here we see Marek Minar having a small advantage over Arthurs Paulins. Seems to be that the route choice to control number 11 to the right is not too bad, but Paulins has slightly better speed, and now Minar loses a lot of time into control number 14. And at this point of the race is more than 1.5 minutes behind the Latvian runner, but the Latvian is running down the wrong re-entrant. So a mistake there for him. And this is Edgar Spertux.
Spertux also, he had a lot of injury problems during the last month and almost years. Punching there 35 seconds behind in 29th spot. And we had a little bit earlier, we had Kenny Kivikas at the first TV control in a time of 5 minutes and 10 seconds, 2 seconds behind Nicolas Rio in 2nd spot.
Yeah, you mentioned the injury problems of Edgar Spertux. He had to undertake some surgery in his hamstring. He had some problems right after his World Championship title 5 years ago. And there's another biker there fighting up this steep hill, and this is Lauri Sild punching. He has
new best time, 5 minutes and 5 seconds, 3 seconds ahead of Nicolas Rio.
He looked very calm and relaxed, not like the biker here in the picture, who is rather suffering. Here we see that Bertux loses some time already in the beginning compared to Kivikas, who we know started really quick. Sirmais, and here these different route choices. Kivikas running to the right, we haven't seen that very much or very often.
But I think there's a reason why we haven't seen that.
If you run to the right, you should run out to the open area and then left of the little lake and then into the wide forest, so he stays in the forest too long there. Now I think he's correcting a bit. The Russian runner. Also Michal Olejnik, former junior world champion from Poland, is coming or approaching this last control, punched it there. And they are in the finish chute right now. No threat for the best time, still held by Paul Sirum.
But he is fighting for 7th place in the finish. Michal Olejnik from Poland.
Jonas Vitaltas-Gvildis is now in the picture. You can follow the big distinct track made by the women. Oh, that was Vitaltas-Gvildis, that's my fault.
That was Otto Simosas. Would have been a really good time of Vitaltas-Gvildis if he would have been coming there.
Quite similar style though.
Is around, it's more than 5 minutes late. 40th spot.
This is Dimitri Nakonechny.
And yes,
looks better than.
Yeah, he has a better time. Almost dancing through the forest. And he's punching just there. 27 minutes 46. That's 1.5 minutes behind in 10th spot. Dimitri Nakonechny.
Best time still hold at this point by Alexeyenok, and here he is, punching the last control, heading up the slope into the finish.
And he has a running time right now of 40 minutes, so he has 1 minute to go to beat Paul Sirum, and he will definitely make that. You will see a new leader in the finish very soon, Alexeyenok from Belarus. Coming in, running into the picture right there, with 45 seconds to go. And that's a good run of Alexei. He has the best time on all the split times, except for the first one where we have Lauri Sild. But there is only 13 seconds behind, so a really good run from Alexeyenok, finishing in a time of 40 minutes and 51 seconds, 27 seconds ahead of Paul Sirum.
Here we see Lauri Sild on the GPS. He is leading at the third control, and we see him compared to Edgar Spertux. He has an advantage of about 40-45 seconds compared to the former middle distance world champion Bertux. So Lauri Sild did a good start there for these first 4 controls. Running rather straight on to control number 5. And we are back at the last control
with Arturs Paulins from Latvia. Running time of 44 minutes and 50. So he is 4 minutes behind already. So Arturs Paulins maybe in 17th spot. Some seconds to go. Will be tight. He didn't make it to the finish yet, and you have to have the map with you when you cross the finish line, so but he made it into 18th spot.
Quite angry with his map.
Yeah, maybe it was the map's mistake there.
This is Vincent Coupa from France, passing the first TV control in 17th spot, 24 seconds down, and at the start line we see Emil Svensk from Sweden. He won the middle distance at the Junior World Championships 4 years ago, and he made also a very strong debut in his elite VOC last year in Sweden when he came 10th in the sprint. So that's a runner we have to look out for. Here we see Silt, Rio and Gautel they were compared, very similar time-wise, not route choice-wise, to the third control. Nicola Rio is doing a great job here. And this is the Finn Elias Kuka. Also he's running for Tampere Pirinte. He made himself a name with running some really strong, long night legs in the big relays.
And he is a bit more than 1.5 minutes behind right now. Punching the control right there in 12th spot.
Maybe it's not quite dark enough for him today, but nevertheless a good start for the Finn.
And this is Sander Vaar from Estonia, unsure which way to take, on his way to the finish, around 2.5 minutes behind already. Comes maybe into 11th spot, Sander Vaar. Yes, indeed, 11th spot for Sander Vaar. 44 minutes plain.
This is interesting. This is Aleksi Niemi from Finland. He's not going to take the lead away from Alexei Alexeyenok though.
It's been out 41.5 minutes. But at some point in the forest he was 1.5 minutes behind. Maybe it's wrong to say here still. Maybe he could catch. I think he could. He was able to catch some seconds in the last part.
Should be faster than Yannick Michels. And there in the back we see Øystein Kvål Østerbø already. Is it possible? I think so.
Yes, maybe.
This is a good
he
time.
was out 40 minutes and 30 seconds, so
here he
has 15 seconds to go. So this is a new best time from Øystein Kvål Østerbø from Norway, taking the lead by. It's quite hard to see there. 7 seconds ahead of Alexei Alexeyenok. So good finish from Øystein Kvål Østerbø. It was indeed hill running that made the difference today.
Strong finish from the Norwegian. And we're waiting for Olli Markus Taivainen to the first TV control. But the Finn is a bit late compared to Lauri Silt.
Always running in shorts, Olli Markus Taivainen.
Not the perfect start for him, but still it's only 5 minutes into the race, so a lot can happen. Speaking of that, a lot can happen. We see a mistake from Aro Asikainen, heading straight to control number 8 instead of 7. Lost some time there in this slope, so it seems that this is quite an important part of the race. We saw a lot of mistakes there, and it's also physically really tough going with steep slopes there. And the next Norwegian runner will come,
Krust 27 minutes, so he is behind approximately 1.5 minutes behind Alexeyenok from Belarus at this point.
31st place, almost 4 minutes down, so that wasn't the best beginning for Hector Haynes there, and we are back at control number 11 and waiting. This is Finnish runner Aro Asikainen.
Is it Asikainen? Yes, indeed. And also he is late compared to Alexeyenok. A bit more than 1 minute, going into 9th spot. 1:17 behind Alexeyenok. This is
Robert Merl from Austria. That's a good time.
It's been now 26 minutes, a bit more. And he will be behind Alexeyenok, but still quite a good time from Robert Merl.
He's doing a good race. Coming approximately in the same time as Paul Sirum, a little bit behind, 4th place at the 12th control for Robert Merl from Austria. Still in contention for...
And this is very interesting. This is Nicolas Riot from France, and I think this will be a new best time. 25 minutes and 40 seconds out, so he has around 40 seconds, 35 seconds left. I think he will manage to do so, to take away the lead from Alexeyenok. Very, very good race from Nicolas Riot.
Nice to see some new French face in the fight for the top positions.
And indeed, he's taking the lead by 15 seconds.
Still going strong.
This is Jan Petterschera to the first TV split. An okay start from Jan, 15 seconds, 14 seconds behind Lauri Sild. And in the picture, the sprint world champion from earlier year and the reigning sprint relay champion, Jonas Lam.
Yes, he won the sprint in Scotland 2 years ago. And he's one of the, I think you can say he's one of the big stars in orienteering. He has already 6 Bock medals, whereof 3 are golden color. So, and a nice moustache, I think. He's running out hard to the first control, the first task. This is the Latvian runner.
But we're focusing on Dimitri Nakonechny behind him. He's been out for a bit more than 41 minutes, so this is a good time for Nakonechny. Maybe finishing in 3rd spot, yes indeed. 3rd place so far for Dimitri Nakonechny from Russia.
Here we see the comparison between Nicolas Riot, Gaute Hallandstaver and Lauri Sild. We know that Riot is leading the race after 12 controls. And here we see that he has slightly higher speed and maybe also a little bit a more precise navigation in this part of the course, so he has a small advantage over Gaute Hallandstaver, who is live in this GPS here, GPS comparison, and almost 30-40 seconds ahead of Lauri Sild at this point of the race. So we can for sure say that Nicolas Riot is doing a great job out there. And even Kenny Kivikas appeared on the screen. He's more than 2 minutes down compared to Nicolas Rio, the Estonian runner. To this 9th control, it seems to be important that you avoid this yellow open area. This is Florian Schneider. He should be late if I'm not mistaken, because he was starting right behind Nicolas Rio.
Around 2 minutes late, Florian Schneider. Punching right there. 28 minutes, so 1:59 behind Nicolas Rio.
Christoph Meyer is finishing in 7th spot.
And Kerno Kerschbaumer at the start.
Strong Austrian runner
who is playing the trumpet as his hobby.
Yes, he lives in Sweden, and he actually made his first concert with a Swedish, I think it's kind of an orchestra in Kristianstad. He was quite proud about that and wrote about it on Facebook. But this is maybe more important. Jonas Vytautas Gvildis.
Definitely more important. This is Jonas Vytautas Gvildis going to the finish, and he has a good time, but he won't be a threat for Øystein Kvaløstebø's time. He will be around 45 seconds behind, coming to the finish very soon. So I think it will be 6th spot for Jonas Vytautas Gvildis.
Right before Mario Strane Ödül. This should be Kenny Kivikas. We saw on the GPS tracking that he was quite a lot of time behind Nicolas Rio. This hasn't changed much as he's approaching his 12th control, punching in 23rd spot, 2 minutes and 20 seconds down. This must be Bertux. He did an okay job, I think. Lost
1 minute, a bit more, 1:20 maybe, 1:30.
Considering his injury problems, doing all right out there.
10th spot so far for Edgar Bertux, the world champion in middle distance 2012 in Switzerland.
More GPS tracking, another Norwegian, Håkon Jarvis Vestergaard. Also small problems into the 5th control. And at this point of the race, he is 40-45 seconds down.
This is Lauri Sild, and this is quite a good time. He's not gonna beat Nicolas Rio, but it's around 1 minute behind, so maybe 7th spot for Lauri Sild.
Lost some time after a flying start. He has still the best time to the first TV control number 3.
And there we have a new 2nd best time at control number 3. It's Jonas Leandersson, 5 minutes and 7 seconds. That's 2 seconds behind. And this is Jonas Ecker.
The Swiss is approaching the last control, runs up this last slope and into the finish. He's not going to take the lead away from Øystein Kvaløstebø, that's for sure.
Punching there, and he has maybe 40 seconds left, 35 seconds left. And he's He's already half a minute behind Øystein Kval Østerbø, still leading in the finish. Here he comes, and it will be maybe, it will be a fight with Christoph Meyer, with his teammate for the 8th place. It will be quite tight, but I think there's a chance.
Oh, this was close.
Maybe the same time? Yes, the same time. Shared 8th position for Jonas Ecker and Christoph Meyer. Quite satisfied, it seems.
And here is the bronze medal winner from this year's World Championships in middle distance, Alexander Kratov, the Ukrainian runner who also had some injury problems during the spring and was quite surprised that he managed to take this bronze medal in Estonia. And we see some GPS tracking from Valentin Novikov. Problems to the first control, maybe 1.5 minutes mistakes there.
And this is Gaute Alanstaver coming to the second TV control, and that's quite a good time. He has been out for a bit more than 26 minutes, and the leading time is 26:01, so around 20 seconds behind Gaute Alanstaver into 3rd position.
Right ahead of his teammate Øystein Kval Østerbø, who's leading in the finish. Jan Šediví from the Czech Republic, relay world champion from Switzerland 5 years ago. He's running for the Norwegian club Halden Ski Club. There are not too many starters left after the fast Czech runner, and here we see approaching the finish the Norwegian Jon Aukrust Osmoen.
And it's quite a good time actually. It's will be around 35, so it will be a fight with Paul Sirum.
He looked at the big screen.
Yeah, he saw it, and he will beat Paul Sirum by maybe 6 seconds. Yes, indeed, by 6 seconds. So he's 28 seconds behind into 4th position. And this is Fredrik Portin from Finland.
He's one of the guys the Finns are talking about a lot. He is for sure one of their strongest runners, but he didn't really manage to show his full potential yet on the World Cup or World Champ stage.
Exactly, not internationally. He's really strong in competitions back in Finland. And
Yes.
he's competing against runners like Rune Son and other international stars, but you couldn't really show it yet.
Maybe today.
Maybe.
And I think in the back it was Nicolas Rio. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
There
And
he is.
this is a really good time. 38 minutes for Nicolas Rio.
What a
and he
race.
has 2.5 minutes left to beat Øystein Kval Østerbø. And he caught, as we saw, Aaro Asikainen from Finland. And also he has quite a good time. So Nicolas Rio is doing a great job today. And he will take the lead by almost 2 minutes. Yeah, let's say 1.5 minutes. A really, really good run by the French Nicolas Rio.
That's very impressive if you see the times behind Øystein Kvål Østerbø. There are a lot of runners in 1.5 minutes, but Nicola Rio is going to crush that time by almost this amount, I think.
And I think he will be in the lead for quite a time, because he's still in the lead at the second TV control, and he will be in a big. He will have a big margin here in the finish as well. Here he's coming behind
Hector Haynes
and Aro Asikainen. We see him coming here in the French running kit. Nicola Rio is taking the lead by around 1:22 maybe. 1:23. 39:21, first man under 40 minutes. Really impressive. And that's Rolf Street. Rolf Street, he has been running for 29 minutes, so he's already 3 minutes late here.
Yeah, Nicola Rio is for sure very satisfied today. He did all he could. I think he did an almost perfect run, or at least from what we saw on the GPS tracking and also the split times, they show that he didn't lose time at all. He was strong from start to finish. And I think this will carry the Frenchman a long way.
And talking about the Frenchman, we have a new best time at the first TV split, third control. Frédéric Tranchant, 4 minutes 56 seconds. That's a shared lead with Timo Silt, and 6 seconds ahead of Alexander Kratov. And this is Albin Riedefeld.
Albin Riedefeld from Sweden. He was also running the World Champs middle distance this year in Estonia. Wasn't really happy there with his performance, but if you can run the World Champs middle distance for the Swedish team, you know that you are a really strong runner. And here we see the comparison between Rio Hallandstaver and Håkon Jarvis Vestergaard, who we saw earlier on in the picture. And Rio is doing really well on all these controls. We saw also into control number 15, although Gaute Hallandstaver, who we see live here in the GPS, is not that far behind. It's maybe around 20-25 seconds. So very good race for Hallandstaver as well. So Hallandstaver is the one who's chasing Nicola Rio, or who's closest. And here is Florian Schneider approaching the finish. It seems that he could benefit a little bit from his uphill running, but he's late, way too late compared to Nicola Rio. Because Rio finished with a time of 39 minutes and 21 seconds.
And the time of Øystein Kvål Østerbø is running out just now.
So it could be a fight with his teammates as well, Jonas Ecker and
Olli Ojanau, we see in the picture, has been out in 27.5 minutes. And behind him we saw Olli Markus Taivanen. That's much more interesting because he caught
his teammate there,
Olli Ojanau, and he's coming here 26 minutes, a bit more. That's a good race of Olli Markus Taivanen so far.
And he can benefit now from his teammate, the young junior world champion, 6 times junior world champion, Olli Ojanau.
And he was punching in third spot, Olli Markus, 17 seconds behind Nicola Rio. And that's the current standing at the second TV split. We have Nicola Rio in the lead and Alexei Alexeyenok in second spot, and Olli Markus Taivanen in third position. Now we are getting closer to the last starters as well.
Comparison between Alexander Kratov and Frederic Tranchant. We know that Kratov is a really strong middle distance runner, and he proves that on these first 4 legs, very similar to Tranchant, and also compared to Timo Sild, the older brother of Lauri Sild, who we saw earlier in the pictures. It seems that Timo Sild has a small advantage. Is very similar to Frédéric Tranchant from France. They are heading to the 5th control in this GPS. Only Alexander Kratov is live, the other 2 are replayed, and this is the Swede.
26-25, that's an okay race so far. I will be around 40 seconds behind. So maybe a 7th position here for Emil Svensk. And this is Wojtek Kral coming to the first TV control. And
Edgar Spertux is approaching the last control and the finish. He caught up Kenny Kivikas, but he is too late compared to Nicola Rio, that's for sure. But still, this was a good race from Edgar Spertux, who's still struggling with his hamstrings. I think he has to do another surgery after this World Cup round, and he's going to try to build up a shape for his home walk next year in Latvia.
This is William Lind, bronze medalist in the long distance. As we change back to Edgar Spertux, going to the finish. Running on home soil today, and he will run in maybe 10th position, shared 10th position together with Florian Schneider. And Kenny Kivikas, we saw him finishing in 21st position, 3:36, and this is William Lind, as I said earlier, bronze medalist in the long distance.
Yeah, he's the 6th last starter, so now it's getting really interesting and intense. William Lind, for sure, one of the best Swedish runners. He was also part of the Swedish relay team this year. They came 3rd in not that exciting relay. The positions were quite clear.
I think it depends on which country you're from. I'm sure it was exciting for all the Norwegian spectators.
Yeah, that's true. A little bit less exciting for the Swedes.
Yeah.
And we're waiting for Florian Hovald, the Swiss, approaching the first TV control. Here he is. He has also shown some good shape throughout the year. He came 7th in the walk middle distance, and also in the test races in Switzerland he did really well and had no problem to qualify for this World Cup round. This is Eskil Shinneberg.
Some kind of relay specialist. I'm sure we'll see more of him tomorrow as well. He won all the 3 big relays this year, Tiomila, Jukkola and the World Championships. And of course he's also a good runner individually.
Very strong indeed. he was 5th in the long distance at the World Champs. This year part of the really strong Norwegian men team. We will see Magne Deli later on, and of course Olaf Lundanes, the reigning world champion in long distance. Andreas Kiburz in the picture.
Andreas Kiburz with a good time there.
Good start for the Swiss.
25 minutes and 50 seconds, so this will be a new best time for the Swiss. I think it will be a new best time.
He did some fighting there in the forest, as you see from his...
And it is a new best time, 1 second ahead of Nicolas Riot. Andreas Kiburz in his comeback after some injury problems, and this is Gauti Hallandstaver. He won't beat Nicolas Riot, but I think he will take a new second best time when he crosses the finish line. Gauti Hallandstaver, a good race. Good race. Distance at the World Championships, living in Finland and running for Tampere Pyrintel.
He's known as a very fast starter, so maybe we see a new best time at the third control pretty soon. He runs out hard, that's for sure. And after him there are only 4 guys left at the start. It's Magne Deli, Daniel Huckman, Matthias Kiburz and Olaf Lundanes. We see that Martin Rekborn, the second in the overall World Cup, did a great start.
This is William Mintz, 20 seconds behind at the first, and this is very interesting. This is Jonas Leandersson, and we will see a new leader at the second TV split, and this is quite a big gap he has. It's almost a minute, a little bit less than a minute. Yes, and a great race from the so-called sprint specialist, proving us wrong, showing that he's a very strong runner also in the forest. 25 minutes plain, so a lead by Kiburz there, 1 minute exactly. And this is Magne Deli.
Magne Deli, the 2 times relay world champion. He is 5th in the overall World Cup at the moment and came 4th in the long distance at the World Champs in Estonia. So this is one of the very best runners at the moment. This is the comparison between Nicolas Riot and Olli Markus Taivainen. Riot has a small advantage there over the Finn, maybe half a minute, maybe a bit more. Now it's definitely more than a minute. So Taivainen is not going to take the lead away from Nicolas Riot, that's for sure. And after Daly, it's only Daniel Huckman, Matthias Kiburz and Olaf Lundanes.
Here we have Håkon Jarvis Vestergaard. He's been out for almost 40 minutes, so he won't beat Nicolas Riot, but he has a chance to come maybe top 5 at the moment.
Also he, a very strong runner, showed great results in sprint. For example, this year in the box sprint he came 8th, chasing after Earl Street there.
Here is Wrong Street, and just behind we see Akon Jarvis Vestergaard, and it will be tough for a top 5 because it's very close here, from the 2nd to the 5th, 6th place. Maybe we'll be able to beat Nakonechny. He's taking a look at the screen and crossing the finish line in 6th position, 1 minute and 40 seconds behind. This is Fabian Ebner, and he has been out for 26 minutes, so also he is around more than 1.5 minutes behind Jonas Andersson, but Jonas Andersson has a lead of 1 minute there, so he's going in 8th position so far. Fabian Ebner,
silver medalist from this year's walk middle distance race. But I think he's not quite in the shape he was at walk.
And this is Matthias Gewurz,
one of the big names, one of the big favorites in almost every race he starts. He's an all-rounder. He won everything except of the long distance at the World Champs. So
during his career,
of course, yeah, he was the middle distance champion from last year in Sweden. Here we see the comparison between Timo Sild and Jonas Leandersson. Timo Sild is actually running a little bit faster in this first part, but here it seems that Jonas Leandersson got a really good route into control number 7, and here they actually choose to run quite straight. That's interesting, into control number 9. And here we see that Leandersson still has a small advantage over Timo Sild, and we are waiting for Timo Sild to approach the 11th control.
And this is Olli Markus Taivanen. He has been out for 39 minutes and 50 seconds. He won't be a threat for Nicolas Riot, but he still can reach a good result here. Also he with a fighting face from the last control up to the finish. And
could be a second place, maybe.
Be a second place. Will be tight, and we know it's very tight from the 2nd to the 5th place, so he has to push hard to reach a good result here. So up here, 16 seconds left for the 2nd spot, and still some meters to go.
And we hear Olaf Lundanes starting.
And he gets into the finish into 3rd spot, shared 3rd spot together with Øystein Kvan Østerbø.
So here he is, Olaf Lundanes, the last starter today, long distance world champion. He's really motivated to do well in this year's overall World Cup. I think he wasn't focusing that much on the overall World Cup in earlier years. And now comparison between Hoopman and Daly, and they both missed to the first control already. So a small miss by Daniel Hoopman and a bigger one by Magne Daly, the Norwegian runner.
This is Gernot Kerschbaumer,
the trumpet player.
Exactly, and orienteer. And he has been out for 28 minutes, so he's more than 3 minutes late compared to Jonas Leandersson.
So all the men are out on the course. Here is Magne Daly. We have seen his mistake to the first control. He's 1.5 minutes behind in 64th spot.
Shared 64th together with Jerker Lissel. And this is Frédéric Tranchant, and
silver medalist from the walk sprint this year.
That's quite a good race from Frédéric, even if it's not enough to beat Jonas Leandersson. And going in 5th spot maybe. And some moments earlier we had Timo Silt there in new 2nd spot, 22 seconds behind Jonas Leandersson. And this is Emil Svensk coming to the finish. He will go in 15th place.
This is Alexander Kratov approaching the 12th control, 25 minutes running for him. So that's a very good intermediate time for the Ukrainian runner. He's just 2 seconds down compared to Timo Silt and 24 seconds down to Jonas Leandersson in 3rd spot right now. This is Matthias Kiburtz,
and this is a great start.
It's for sure better than Magne Dehli's start. He's only 5 seconds down on their leading Johan Runesson, as we said. A really fast start to the Swede. And here is some more GPS tracking. Leandersson compared to Silt. We didn't see Silt in the picture also, but we know that they are approximately 20 seconds apart. And a mistake by Leandersson to the 14th control. Silt is live and he will overtake the Swede there, that's for sure. If Silt manages to drop down to this control, and it seems that Leandersson is making the one mistake too much.
And this is Andreas Kiburtz, and it will be very tight compared to Nicolas Riot.
He's running too high in the slope, I think.
Yes, we see the control over there. Doesn't seem as if he has a lot of control there, maybe a bit tired. He's been out for 39 minutes and Nicolas Riot was out for 39.21, so he won't take away the lead, and he seems to be really, really tired.
Struggling to stay on his feet.
And this is Lundanes, and also this is a good start.
Unmistakably, this is Lundanes. You can almost always hear him before you can see him.
And Andreas Kiburtz will take 2nd place just behind Nicolas Riot, but he lost some time here in the end. We know that we saw that he is really tired, and he's coming and crossing the finish line very soon in 2nd spot. Still, I think this is a good comeback from Andreas Kiburtz.
It's a really strong performance. He was injured and had to take a long break during spring and summer. He couldn't run the World Champs, and now he's back on the international level. He said he didn't train that much.
This is Frédéric Portin, and this is a good time as well. He will be around 15 seconds behind Leandersson there. So a good race from Frédéric Portin, and yeah, maybe it's the breakthrough today internationally.
Maybe, but he still has some tricky controls to go, as we saw in Jonas Leandersson.
That's standing at the first split. All the runners have passed there, so Johan Runesson in the lead there, 5 seconds ahead of Matthias Kiburtz and 9 seconds ahead of Martin Rekborn.
Of course, this is already close. After 5 minutes running, we expect some bigger differences later on in the course. There are more than 30 runners within a minute. Here we see the comparison between Runason, Keywords and Lundanes. They are all running slightly to the right to control number 3. Seems it doesn't differ that much, the route choices. Still, all the 3 are running straight to control number 4. Runason is some seconds ahead of Keywords and Lundanes, but this is not the big difference yet. And this is Wojtek Kral, Czech runner. He is coming to the second TV split now with a good race so far. He's going to take away the 5th place there from Matthias Keywords. Andreas, sorry. 34 seconds down on their leading Jonas Leandersson, but we know that the Swede made a mistake. 2 controls later. So Wojtek Kral is still in the fight for a top position today. Here we see again the GPS of Jonas Leandersson compared to Timo Sild. A rather big mistake from Leandersson there. He must have lost around 90 seconds because he was ahead of Sild beforehand. And now we can't say anything because Sild's GPS died, but it's for sure that Jonas Leandersson is approaching the last loop and the finish pretty soon. He's out for 38 minutes now, so he should be here soon if he wants to beat the time of Nicolas Rio.
This is Albin Riedefeld, and this is quite a good time. We know Jonas Leandersson had 25 minutes there, some seconds left to the next control, but it will be top 6 here for Albin Riedefeld. Punching there, 35 seconds behind Leandersson in 6th position, but we know that Leandersson missed later on in the course, so it's a good race from Albin Riedefeld. And here we have Jonas Leandersson, 39 minutes and 25, so the time of Nicolas Rio just ran out, and I don't think he will beat Andreas Keywords, but he will definitely beat Gaute Harland-Stever, so it will be 3rd position so far for Jonas Leandersson. And it's a bit of pity for him because he had really something going on there.
Yeah, you can say that, but it's always like that in middle distance, in the men's competition. You can't, if you want to win or if you want to really be on the podium, you can't do these 1.5 minutes mistakes. It's just too much. There are too many runners who manage to run a clean race, and that was the case here. This is Florian Howald.
And this is also quite a good time. He will also be within some seconds from the lead there. 27 seconds, and as we saw just now, Leandersson, he lost a lot of time in the end. So
we are, I think, waiting for Timo Sild
very soon, but we're not really there yet. This is Fabian Ertner, and Fabian Ertner has been out for 39 minutes, so there's the time for Rio going out. But he has a chance to beat Jonas Leandersson and take the 3rd spot from him. I don't think he will beat his teammate Andreas Keywords, but he has a chance for the 3rd position so far. Also, he is newly married, like many others in this field, it seems. Taking a new 3rd position here at the time of 40 minutes and 1 second. And
GPS comparison between Rekborn, Runesson and Kiburtz. Matthias Kiburtz is running to the left. It seems that this is not too bad actually. He's slightly ahead of the two Swedes. Rekborn a bit behind compared to Runesson and Kiburtz. And now they head off in this GPS comparison to the 7th control. Of course, this is all replay. Kiburtz is live now and has a small advantage over the two Swedes, but we are waiting for Timo Sild, and it
will be tight. It will be tight, but we have to wait some more seconds, I think. And this is this is Martin Rekborn, and this is a very good time. He has 25 seconds left to beat the time of Jonas Andersson. And this is a really good time for the winner of the Middle Distance in Finland earlier this year.
In the World Cup, he's actually placed second in the overall. So really interesting to see if he can get closer to Daniel Hupman today.
It's a new best time.
Great race from the Swedes so far.
And here is Timo Sild, and this is it can be a battle, but I think he won't be able to beat Nicolas Riou. And as long as this competition goes, it seems like a really good result for Nicolas Riou.
It's exceptionally good from Riou.
And he is choosing the right direction here, but he won't manage to beat Riou. He will come in second spot, just ahead of Andreas Kiburtz. So a good race by Timo Sild, but he lost time in the end of the course.
Yeah, Riou did a great second half, I think. He lost some time there in the first part, I think going into number 7, 8, 9 compared to Sild, but the French did finish really strongly after that, and that's for sure his probably most valuable result yet. Here comes Sild crossing the line in second position, 24 seconds down, just 6 seconds ahead of Andreas Kiburtz. Here we see William Lind, probably doing a mistake. Bit too high, looking in the wrong re-entrant for the control, and this is a big mistake. 7th control seems to be really important in this competition. We know that, and this is Frédéric Tranchant.
Frédéric Tranchant, he has been out for 38 minutes and 50 seconds, so this will be really tight. It is a battle, a French battle for the lead here. And I think there's a small advantage for Nicolas Riou, but let's see. 15 seconds left for Frédéric Tranchant, and it will be really tight. Will it be Tranchant or will it be Riou leading this race? He has 3 seconds left, and he is second. 1 second behind Nicolas Riou. So he took over the lead in the French team, and this is Eskil Skinneberg, and also this is a good time. We know that Martin Rekborn is leading with 24:54, and this is a good time for Eskil Skinneberg, just within some seconds. Little punch there in 3rd position, just some seconds behind Rekborn.
So the race is getting tighter and more exciting.
It's really exciting. How long will it last for Nicolas Riou? That's the big question.
Gustav Bergman. We haven't seen anything of Gustav Bergman yet.
No, but I think we'll see a new best time now, because this is really good. He has 45 seconds left if he wants to take the lead away from Martin Rekborn, and I'm quite positive he will make that. So a promising race for the Swedish runner Gustav Bergman, punching there 24
That's a big lead.
seconds ahead. That's a really big lead.
We are waiting for Alexander Kratov, I think. Here he comes.
Here we see him, and his time, he won't make the time of Nicolas Riot, and he won't make the time of Timo Sylt. And I think he has a chance to beat Jonas Andersson, but not Fabian Hettner. So he will come in to the finish into 6th position. The bronze medalist from the middle distance in Estonia earlier this year. And here we see Matthias Kiburtz compared to Lundanes and Runesson.
Lundanes GPS stopped, so we are not quite sure where he actually is. He should be live in this picture, but here is Runesson approaching the TV control. This is a very good time for the Swede.
This is a really good time. It's maybe a bit slower than the time of Gustav Bergman, but it will be maybe 2nd place. And here we have
Jan Chedivi. And Fredrik Portin. He's going to take the lead away from Nicolas Riot, the Finn.
And he has done a really good race in the end of the course here. Fredrik Portin taking away the lead from Nicolas Riot by more than 1 minute. So finally someone beat Nicolas Riot, and I think he's really happy with that race.
That's a massive lead. That's more than 1 minute ahead, and we see the comparison of the very best. It seems that Olav Lundanes, the last starter who is live here in his GPS, is running away from the others.
Maybe this straight through choice there is quite good.
It's quite good in the end, yeah. It seems to be not too bad to run across this open area, and now he can drop down the path and just follow it full speed. It seems that Kiburtz is maybe the one who's coming second to this control in this GPS comparison, but still Olav Lundanes seems to be going really well in this first part of the course. So very exciting indeed. It's only maybe 15 seconds between Lundanes and Kiburtz, with the Swedes Johan Runesson, Gustav Bergman and Martin Rekborn some 30-40 seconds behind. So this seems to be a fight between Lundanes and Kiburtz. But of course we have to wait, there are more controls to pick.
And this is Wojtek Kral, and he's been out for 38 and 20, so he has no chance to beat Fredrik Portin, but he has a chance to beat Nicolas Riot. But it will be tight. He has some seconds left, but I think he is late also compared to Riot. But let's see, 40 seconds left. I think this will be tight. But he doesn't seem to have so much energy left.
This is quite a close call, that's for sure. Some 20 seconds left.
And if he can't beat Riot, I don't think he will beat Tranchant either. So then it will be probably a 4th place for Wojtek Kral. Coming to the finish, and there the time from Tranchant and Rio are going out, and he is taking a 4th spot right now.
And here is Albin Riedeveld running to the spectators instead.
It's like the same mistake as we saw Andreas Kiburtz making.
Yeah, but he will cross this line. That wasn't a good idea.
There's a reason why they have this band out there.
It's hard to think properly if you're so tired and if you have to run up this hill. And this is Matthias Kiburtz.
And this is a new best time, I think, because he has 45 seconds left compared to Johan Runesson. And he will take away the lead from Runesson.
And he overtook his teammate Daniel Hubmann. So that is a great race from Matthias Kiburtz.
And now it's only one runner left behind, and it's Olav Lundenes. And as we saw on the GPS, it's really tight between Lundenes and Kiburtz. And maybe a bit of an advantage for Kiburtz that he has Hubmann in his back.
Yeah, for sure. He knows that if he does a small mistake, his teammate will be there. But still, I think it's a tough time for Hubmann because he knows he has to fight for every second because he's leading in the overall World Cup.
And we have Riedeveld coming into 5th position in the finish.
So Hubmann has to fight for every second, even though he knows he has lost 1.5 minutes compared to Kiburtz. And this is Florian Howald approaching the finish, another strong Swiss
this is
runner.
A good time because he will come in 2nd spot, Florian Howald, with a good finish here. He will take over the 2nd spot from Nicolas Rio, and he is 18 seconds behind Fredrik Portin, as we see Olav Lundenes in the picture. And I think this is gonna be really tight for the victory today. And again, you can hear him coming. And it's 5 seconds maybe. Yes, 5 seconds between Lundenes and Kiburtz, so it's really exciting.
And no one is running louder than Olav Lundenes, that's for sure.
And here we see the standing at the split number 2, and you see a very strong Swedish team taking all positions from 3 to 6, and we see that Olav Lundenes and Matthias Kiburtz are in the lead, only separated by 5 seconds, and then a gap of 30 seconds down to Johan Runesson, as we see Martin Rekborn coming. And this is a good time, and this will be a new lead for Martin Rekborn. He has more than 1.5 minutes left, and even also this one was a very good finish. 2nd part of the course from Martin Rekborn.
What a great race, and he will gain a lot of points compared to Daniel Hubmann today, that's for sure.
And then in 4th spot, the surprise of the day maybe, Nicolas Rio in 4th position for France.
But also Fredrik Portin did really well. So we talked about it earlier. He hasn't been quite up the very top, but now it seems that he had made a really clean race and he's fighting, yeah, for maybe a top 6. And here GPS comparison of, unfortunately, the GPS of Olav Lundenes refuses to work at the moment. We see that Matthias Kiburtz is running cleanly into this 13th control, but this is Lucas.
But he's late. He has been out 40 minutes, so he won't be a threat for Martin Riakborn. He is already now 3 minutes behind Riakborn.
The French will not be able to beat his teammates Nicolas Riot nor Frédéric Tranchant,
but they will be strong in the relay tomorrow in this team.
Yes, even without Thierry, it seems that the French still have a strong relay team. So that's really nice to see a young French name high up the ranking lists. After Basset, we are waiting for Eskil Shinneberry, seconds down on leading Martin Riakborn.
And here we have Kiburtz compared to Bergman and Runesson, and we see that Bergman...
We know that Lundanes is right up there with Kiburtz. His GPS is not working, but we see, or we know from the... here it is.
And here is Gustav Bergman, and I think he has a chance to beat Martin Riakborn. He has 1 minute left, a bit less, 50 seconds, but I think it will be really tight. So there's some meters left for Gustav Bergman, already taking a look to the direction. And 40 seconds left, it will be really tight, but there is a chance for Gustav Bergman to take the lead from Martin Riakborn as he comes up the hill here. 25 seconds left.
And he's fighting really hard now.
This will be really tight. 15 seconds left, and there's still a long way to go. But it is possible, and now he is pushing even harder. He saw the time on the screen, and I think he will take the lead away from Martin Riakborn. Yes, indeed, by 3 seconds. So we have a new leader, Gustav Bergman, with a strong finish there.
And a really strong Swedish team again. Here's William Lind, one of the Swedes who are not going to be very happy today. We saw that he made a big mistake into the 7th control, so he has no chance to fight for a top position. Finishes here in 18th spot. And we are waiting for, this is
Eskil Shinneberg, and he has been out for 39.5 minutes, so he is 2.5 minutes late approximately. And he maybe makes it into the top 10 right now. No, we won't. Just outside the top 10 in 11th spot. So we came to the finish with a time of 39.47, and now we have the GPS here, and it seems as if Lundanes
seems to be strongest today, because we know that Bergman is leading in the finish, but Lundanes is way ahead of the Swede, and there is Matthias Kiburtz, who is in the virtual standing of this GPS tracking, the 2nd position. A little bit strange that he chooses to run on the path, but now he has to cut through the forest.
This is Johan Runesson, and he has been out for 37.5 minutes, so he is late compared to Gustav Bergman and also to Martin Riakborn, but I think he's also late compared to Fredrik Portin, but he will go into 4th position right now, behind Bergman, Riakborn and Portin. But what a strong Swedish team we see.
It's no surprise they were really strong at the World Cup in Finland already. Had a lot of runners in the top 10.
Top 12, I think, like 6 runners or something.
Yeah, or even more. So
Runesson has a 4th place from the middle distance in the World Championships, and now he's in the 4th place, also current 4th place, 1 minute 05 behind. And here we see that Matthias Kiburtz is having a gap down to Gustav Bergman.
And Matthias Kiburtz is live, so he should be here in the finish pretty soon, and if he doesn't screw up this 19th control, I don't see that he could lose this lead to Gustav Bergman. But we also know that Olav Lundanes, who started 1.5 minutes behind Matthias Kiburtz, is running even faster.
And if Kiburtz will come to the finish as the leader, it will be at least the 2nd place for him, that we can say. Because now it's only Kiburtz, Lundanes and Hoopman out there.
We saw that Hoopman was running together with Kiburtz at the 12th control. Let's see if he managed to...
And here is Matthias Kiburtz, and he has been out for 35 minutes, and the lead from Gustav Bergman is 37:13, so he has 2 minutes left. But we see him a bit earlier in the picture than we saw all the others. And here he's coming, still reading the map carefully. Matthias Kiburtz. And we see also Daniel Hoopman behind, so he's still there. That might be important for the overall World Cup for Daniel Hoopman. But let's focus on Matthias Kiburtz here. He has 1.5 minutes left to beat Gustav Bergman.
And he's for sure one of the strongest runners in the field. Also a very strong uphill runner. He came 5th in a famous mountain race in Switzerland, Sierre-Sinal. And this is pretty sure a new leader here at the finish.
This is for sure the new leader, and for at least silver place today for Matthias Kiburtz. He has 50 seconds left to beat Gustav Bergman. So we will see Matthias Kiburtz as the new leader in the finish, and still pushing very hard, and also Daniel Hoopman in the background still pushing very hard. And we see Kiburtz coming very fast, crossing the finish line in a time of
36 minutes and 40 something, but here is Lundanes already.
And I think we have the winner here, or not I think, I'm sure we have the winner here. Olav Lundanes is doing it again. He's winning another World Cup race. He has won the long distance at the World Championships, and now he takes the middle distance at the World Cup here in Latvia as well. And it will be a big margin as well, down to Matthias Kiburtz.
That's a massive lead, and we know he focuses a little bit more on the overall World Cup this year, so this is interesting.
And one thing I think is so impressive with Olav Lundanes, he can win in every kind of terrain.
Yeah, and also in almost every discipline.
Yeah, but if he starts winning sprints, then it will get a bit, I don't know. Then I will lose my words, actually.
Yeah, for sure he's very strong, or stronger in the first. He doesn't focus on sprint, but he showed again that he's both physically and technically right on the top of his game. He, as you said, he can do well in all kind of terrains. He's a really strong uphill runner as well, so it should suit him that the World Cup final is located in Switzerland, in the mountains up in Grindelwald. And this was a nice win today.
And here we have the final standing at the finish. We have a clear victory to Olav Lundanes from Norway, and a silver place for Matthias Kiburtz, 47 seconds behind, and in third place Gustav Bergman, 1:15 down. The first one of this very strong Swedish team, but we also have to name the very strong Swiss and French team.
Yeah, for sure. And as we said earlier, Nicolas Rio coming 9th and Fredrik Fortin also coming 5th in this very strong field in this World Cup race are the maybe the little bit more surprising names in the top 10. But that's always nice to see some new names